Mario Kart Wii is one of the most competitive Mario Kart games in the series. John Cartwright put it best when he said that this game is the melee of Mario Kart. One of the known competitive scenes involving Mario Kart Wii is Mogi Lounge. Mogi Lounge is a competitive ladder system for Mario Kart Wii. It's where most of the competitive players play. If you're interested in joining, all you need is a Discord profile, a Wii or Wii U, a Mario Kart Wii disc, CTGP, and a good internet connection. Let me repeat that last part. A good internet connection. And no, they do not accept Dolphin players. Can't trust these Dolphin players, bro. So once you have all those things sorted out, you must wait for the staff to register you in Mogi Lounge. This process could take a few hours or a few days depending on how busy it is. Once you do get registered, the very first thing you should do before going into your first event is to read the rules. Now this video is going to cover mostly everything about Lounge. Keyword mostly. Read the rules. Reading is fundamental. If there's something you don't understand in the rules, just ask the staff or any of the other players and they'll help you out. And make sure you register your friend code to Friendbot before joining an event. I'll talk about Friendbot later. So Lounge has two categories: regular tracks, the vanilla 32 tracks, and custom tracks, the tracks that don't function right. You can pick to have one or both categories if you'd like. Every new player will start in tier 1. There's so many tier numbers in Lounge and it keeps changing each season, so I'm not going to bother how many there are. I'll just say this: from lowest to highest, iron, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and master are what determines which tiers you can play in. The majority of the tiers let lower level players play with higher level players. Again, this all depends on what tier number it is and how much MMR is required to play in what tier. MMR is the overall point system that helps rank all the players in Lounge. The more MMR you gain, the more tiers you move up on. If you're registered in both regular and custom track Mogis, you'll have separate MMR points. As you continue to gain MMR, you won't be able to access the tiers you once played in. It works both ways. If you keep losing MMR, you won't be able to access the higher tiers. This is to keep things balanced. You won't be seeing gold players playing a ranked match with iron players because that'd be whack as fuck. If you want to enter an event, just type !C. If you want to leave before an event starts, just type !D to leave. Keep in mind that if you leave during an event, you'll get a penalty. An event doesn't start until there's 12 players on the list. If you want to check the list, just type !L and you'll see who's on the list. Even when an event is in progress, you can still join the list, but only as a substitute. This is just in case someone during the event drops out. You can also type !CH to add yourself to the list and volunteer to host the event. Once the lineup fills, a voting poll will appear for players to vote which format the event will be. There's a total of 5 formats to vote for: free-for-all, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, and 6v6. You vote based on the number the format is. 1 is free-for-all, 6 is 6v6, and so on. If the format is team-based, the bot will randomly pair you up with the people in the lineup. Now here's where tags come into play. In any team event, you must have the same tag as your partners. The tags help you identify who your partners are during the races. Your tag can be more or less anything, so long as it's non-offensive. I'd recommend having a tag for every letter of the alphabet. That way you don't need to keep exiting out of CTGP just to go to the Me channel. Plus it's pretty common for the tags to be letters, so you'd be doing yourself a favor. Another way to further help you know where your partners are is by doing Battle Glitch. Battle Glitch helps you see players' tags from a much farther distance than usual. You can get Battle Glitch by going into Battle Mode and picking GBA Battle Course 3. Sometimes your game will crash, but don't worry about that because that's pretty common. The second the game starts, exit out of it, and that's how you get Battle Glitch. You pretty much only need to do it once, so you'll be good to go. It goes away once you exit out of CTGP, and it only works if you have CTGP on, which it should always be on if you're going to participate in a Lounge event. So once you've settled on a tag, you've got to add the friend code of whoever the host is. The host can be anyone in the lineup so long as they're not host banned. You can simply ask in the chat who's hosting. You can also type this along with the player's Discord name to see what their friend code is. If you want to host a room yourself, you need to have a few things covered. Make sure your host settings are exactly what the rules require. You also need to set your friend code to have open host. Here's a video Ark made detailing that. Link in the description below. Now this is where Friendbot comes into play. Before you even enter an event, you must register the Friendbot code. This code helps verify who you are in this server, Without it, it's hard to tell who specifically is who when you type !VR. This command is great for telling who has what tag, what tracks were played, etc. Since this is a competitive server, you can only pick 2 vehicles, the Mop Bike and Bowser Bike. Originally, you could pick any vehicle you wanted. It would only be allowed if it was a free-for-all. But then people decided to be shitheads and troll in free-for-all events by playing with trash vehicles and not really try. This is why we can't have nice things. If you really want to play with other vehicles, you have to ask the mods for permission. Or you can play unranked emojis, where most of the rules stay the same, but you can pick any vehicle you want. So with that all being said, you've just entered your first event. A Mogi event lasts for about 3 GPs. There's 4 races in each GP, so in total, each event is 12 races long. You can switch your character vehicle combo in between each GP. For regular tracks, you can pick any track you'd like. For CTs, it's a little different. In Tier 1, there's a set track list you must follow. If you pick any track outside of the list, the race won't count and you'll take a penalty. The track list is pinned on top of the channel, and there's a tutorial on how to add that list to your SD card. Also, once the track has been played, you can't pick it again for the rest of the event. The way to keep score of everyone's points for each GP is to mark it down on a table. You can manually do table or let TableBot automatically mark it down. Even if you let TableBot mark all the points down, double check that they're correct. Sometimes people get disconnected during the races. Link in the description below if you want to learn more about how to table an event. Once the table is all done, make sure you double check if the scores are correct and tag a reporter. If any mod finds out that an event has finished but no table was made, the entire lineup will get penalized. I'd recommend taking a picture or a screenshot of each GP you finished. All tables will go into the summaries channel for the updaters to calculate the player's new MMR ranking. Your new MMR ranking depends on the other player's MMR you won or lost against. So that's Mogi Lounge. Now, as someone who's been a part of the server for a few years, I got some experience. I'm going to give you guys some advice about Lounge. Don't host if you have bad internet. In general, I wouldn't recommend doing a Mogi if your internet is shit, but if you'd like to still do an event, don't volunteer to be host. You'll just piss everyone off in the room and you'll likely get added to the host ban list. Have the right host settings. Be sure you have the right host settings if you're going to host, especially if you're going to flip between regular track and custom track Mogis. You don't want to get penalized because you accidentally had CTs in a regular track event. Be on time. I can tell you that there's a lot of impatient players in Lounge. Everyone wants to get the event started as soon as it can, so don't be late when entering the room. Even when you're subbing in for someone, try to get in the room as fast as you can. Some of these players aren't shy to let you know how late you are. Something I forgot to mention earlier was that for team events you have 10 minutes to enter the room and 8 minutes for free-for-all. Voice call. You don't need to voice call if you don't want to. However, it'll increase your chances of success in a team event. Plus, it'll help you get comfortable in this server. Record the event. Again, this isn't necessary, but if you'd like to, you can record the entire event to get the correct scores, in case TableBot has the wrong scores, or you need to do the table manually. Be ready to sub in. If you're canned in as a sub, make sure you're ready on standby. There's no point in putting yourself in as a sub and not being there when the lineup needs a sub to fill in. You're just asking to get penalized. Maintain the salt level. People often get pissed when playing these events, pissed enough to say some unnecessary comments to people. In general, there are many toxic players in the server. I'm not going to name anyone in specific, but they know who they are. I know losing sucks and sometimes things don't go our way. It's okay to show a little frustration, but keep it at a level where it won't get you muted. These events can get a little addicting and brutal sometimes. One event rounds up to 40 minutes to complete. Back when I started, I did nearly 4 or 5 events a day. Take a break when you need to. So what do you think about Mogi Lounge? Are you interested in joining? Tell me in the comment section below. I'll see you guys later.